Tuesday, April 11th, 2023. I am Krista Yoakum, currently the chair of the county board. To my right is Vice Chair Flowerday. To my far right is Commissioner Amundson. To my far left is Commissioner Matt Schulte, and to my left here is Commissioner Rick Vest. Will you please rise and recite the Pledge of Allegiance with us? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mr. Clerk, will you please start with the announcements?
Yes, thank you, Chair. Location announcement of the Nebraska Open Meetings Act. A copy of the Nebraska Open Meetings Act is located on the wall of the rear of the hearing room. Additionally, all written material to be discussed at today's open meeting is available for electronic viewing from the county clerk's staff. Printing options are available upon request. These materials can also be viewed on the county's website at lancaster.ne.gov. Brings us to item 1, minutes. Approval of the minutes of the Board of Commissioners meeting held on April 4th, 2023.
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Schulte,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Yoakum.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Item 2, claims. 2A, approval of the claims processed through April 11th, 2023. And I'll note for the commissioners there is a payroll amendment.
I would move approval of the claims and include payroll through April 5th, 2023.
Move second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the claims, including payroll through April 5th. Please call the roll.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Schulte,
Yes.
Yoakum.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Item 2B is claims including billing for goods and services beyond the 90-day time period provided in Nebraska Revised Statute 23-135. Voice News dated April 6, 2023 for a total of $28.62.
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none? Yes.
Oh, I was just going to say, this is, just for context, commissioners, this is the invoice for the 1 and 6 hearing for the engineering published last fall. We're not sure whether or not we missed the invoice or they were late sending it to us, so we submitted it as a claim for review.
Thank you. And you can please call the roll. We have a motion and a second to approve.
Of course. Schulte,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yoakum.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Brings us to item 3, special presentations. 3A, Commissioner's Award of Excellence 2022 for the annual winner to Rachel Smith, County Attorney, in the category of Customer Relations.
Will you please read the background letter that we have?
Of course.
And is Rachel here? Please come forward. This would be great.
Get up on camera.
So Rachel Schmidt, the Commissioner's Award of Excellence 2022 Annual Award winner. Rachel Schmidt has been selected as the Annual Commissioner's Award of Excellence winner for 2022. Rachel has worked as a paralegal for the County Attorney's Office since January 10th, 2006. She was nominated by Julie Mers in the category of Customer Relations. In her nomination, Ms. Mers states, Rachel speaks with victims and witnesses every day. As one can imagine, they are not always in the best mood or state of mind when they call her office. But Rachel has a calmness about her as she explains the situation, process, and answers questions. Oftentimes, victims of domestic violence confide in Rachel because they feel comfortable with her, and she can make them feel safe when oftentimes victims feel like they have no one in their corner. She has an uncanny ability to determine whether or not a witness is cooperative. She is very helpful in locating transient witnesses or victims, and then her compassion also helps those witnesses to connect with resources they may need or want. She's done this job day in and day out for over 10 years and never complains. She is helpful with attorneys in reminding us about upcoming deadlines and court dates. She is willing to drop everything to help something comes up and needs to be completed as soon as possible. She is encouraging and there for coworkers when they just need a shoulder to lean on. She is always working. I hardly ever have to ask her to do things because she just knows how the system works and does them before I even need to ask. She goes above and beyond to make my life easier. She is productive and efficient and an essential asset to the DV docket in the County Attorney's Office. For these reasons, we are pleased to award Rachel the Annual Commissioner's Award of Excellence for 2022.
Thank you.
Hey there, Rachel. It's my honor to get to present to you this award. I just want to say thank you so much for everything you've done for Lancaster County. You make Lancaster County, the County Attorney's Office, and just generally our community a better place through your actions. A lot of times you're going to be dealing with people on some of the hardest days of their life, and having that welcoming and just an approachable face and voice for the office goes so far into bringing people's tension down and just helping them manage their way through the system in a really difficult time. So thank you for everything you've done. Thank you for your service to our county.
Thank you. Thank you.
I see we have County Attorney Condon here. Did you want to say something as well?
Yes, back on Lancaster County Attorney, and I too, I wanted to, one, thank the board and Commissioner Folliday and all the board members for recognizing employees like Rachel, because I think that is important for our county. And also, I would like to congratulate Rachel on what she does for my office and for the county. Rachel has been in the office since 2006, and she kind of had this with her when she came in, because she started off with the Child Advocacy Center, so she worked there, so she dealt with, troubled children and the victims at the Child Advocacy Center, and then she moved here. And then in 2014, when she took on the DV docket in this role as the individual that talks to these individuals in the time of crisis at DV, and she is immensely helpful to the attorneys in our DV docket and to the other attorneys in the office, contacting witnesses, contacting the victims, keeping the victims basically in a somewhat calm fashion most of the time, hopefully. And basically, Rachel really does show that we are a team working to get what's best for these victims and their families. These victims, as Commissioner Flowerday said, are often on their worst days. They're often, this may be somebody that they share, that we're prosecuting, that they share child care with, that they share finances with. So it's really difficult for them, and they're really, it's really hard for them to sometimes feel if this is the right thing, and Rachel really helps put them at ease to see that this is the right thing for them and for them to, better for themselves and for their families. So I too, again, I would like to congratulate Rachel for your years of dedication and service to our office, and congratulations on your award.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm curious, Julie, who made the nomination, is she with us this morning? Oh,
She's in a training in Atlanta.
okay, well, work is important. It needs to continue. Do you have any words that you'd like to say?
I did prepare something this time.
Please.
Sorry. Thank you, Pat. Those were very kind words. Thank you. And thank you to the other amazing attorneys that work incredibly hard in our office. I've had the opportunity to work with many talented and smart prosecutors who really do care about these cases and want to provide the best outcome. Julie Marouz being one of those attorneys. Thank you for the county board for this recognition. Although I'm not one who is the most comfortable in these situations like this, I wanted you to all know how much it truly is appreciated. Domestic violence cases are not the easiest to prosecute. The victims of these cases are flooded with emotions, as you can imagine. What do I tell the children? How am I going to pay the bills? What is he going to do to me when he gets out of jail? Do I have to face him in court? These are the types of questions I often hear. Often I am the first person they will have spoken to since the arrest. I do my best to give them accurate information regarding court, be a listening ear, and get them any type of resources they may need, such as Voices of Hope, Friendship Home, Lincoln Police Department's Victim Assistance, and information about protection orders. I keep them updated throughout the case, all the way through sentencing. It can be an emotional roller coaster ride throughout the duration of the case, not only for the victim, but for all those involved. I believe you're only as good as your team. I've been lucky enough over the years to have been surrounded by amazing people at the county attorney's office, my awesome family, and my wonderful husband, who is always in my cheering section, no matter what kind of day I've had. When people ask me what I do, and I tell them, they often say, "Oh, that must be so hard," or "I could never do that." I think to myself, that's exactly why I do this. These cases are important. These victims matter, especially for those who are too afraid to tell their story on our timeline. If we can just plant a seed, even in just one person today, it could help them tomorrow. Thank you for this recognition and shedding a light on this problem in our community. Thank you.
Well, Rachel, you are a very special person, and so you have made a difference in many people's lives in helping them, and we certainly do appreciate what it is that you do. You have a real passion for your work. Thank you.
I don't think we can beat what Rachel said.
No,
Thank
that's
you,
exactly
Rachel,
right.
so much.
Likewise. Thanks for your leadership and service here.
Yeah, your words were wonderful and really described your role and your job. And thank you for your passion for the work that you do, for being the face of the county for those people who are in such difficult situations. And take care of yourself, because this job is hard. Thank you very much. It's our pleasure to recognize you. We can proceed.
That brings us to our next item, the Commissioner's Award of Excellence for February 2023 to Edward Burton, County Engineer, in the category of Customer Relations. And I'll read Edward's letter. Edward,
Edward can come on up. Thank you.
Is Mr. Sinclair?
This is our opportunity to embarrass you.
Okay.
perfect. All right. Edward Burton, Commissioner's Award of Excellence in February 2023. Edward Burton, Engineering Technician 1 with Lancaster County Engineers Office, has been selected as the Commissioner's Award of Excellence winner for February 2023. Burton has worked for Lancaster County for the last 2 years. He was nominated by Doug Sindlair in the category of Customer Relations. In his nomination, Sindlair states, Edward did an excellent job of communicating and coordinating with multiple contractors and NDOT personnel. Due to his great communication skills, the contractors knew exactly where the work would be completed and timeframes. This was difficult at times due to the road being constructed under traffic with local homeowners needing access. Since this project had a portion of the funding from the Nebraska Game and Parks, Lancaster County had to use the Nebraska Department of Transportation commuter programs for project documentation. These programs are new, so there was little training available. Edward learned his responsibilities with the new NDOT programs and was able to help train other Lancaster County personnel. For these reasons, we are pleased to award Burton with the Commissioner's Award of Excellence for the month of February 2023.
Thank you.
Burton, my friend. So nice to meet you, sir.
well.
And I was listening to that description of all the people you are working with, the neighboring and the motoring public, the neighbors that live there, the contractors, the NDOT, all have different needs, different perspectives, and you were able to pull all that together, and that's no small feat, as we as commissioners know. And it just reminds me of how important it is to have people like you out there working for the greater good of Lancaster County. Congratulations on being so successful. It sounds like you gained a lot of good experience that'll hopefully
I
pay,
did.
and you shared it. So
Thank you.
on behalf of the board, thank you for all of your efforts.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, an honor to have you here. sir.
Appreciate that as well.
How's it going, Mr. Burton?
It's going pretty good.
You know, Pam Dingman, Lancaster County Engineer, when we have the opportunity to come down here and see the awards of Employee of the Month and Employee of the Year, it's always interesting to me, even after almost 10 years in this role, the breadth of county experience that it takes to run county government. And you know, at Lancaster County, we have a group of people that work on our construction sites, ensuring that the construction sites are safe, that the contractors meet the specs, and Ed is one of those people. And He does an extraordinary job day in and day out, working with the community, as well as representing our department, and I'm really proud of him and the work he does. I'm only a little, well, I'm a little sad, Ed, more than a little sad, that construction has kicked off, and it's been beautiful outside so far this week and last week. And so when I went around to Ed's colleagues and said, hey, we need to come downtown and honor Ed for his work, they're all like, Pam, are you serious? We got our real job to do. We can't leave the contractor unattended. And so, because in fact, even Mr. Burton was like, oh, we need to hurry up and get this done because, you know, I have work to do. And I just appreciate the dedication of this team. Hey, there's not air conditioning in Mr. Burton's job. When it's 100 degrees, it's probably 120 or 130 on that slab. Almost melts your soul.
Oh, yeah.
When he's out in the winter, there's not heat. When he's out inspecting those slabs and making recommendations for how we need to do next year's maintenance program, and he truly has passion for what he does, and it's an honor to see him receive the Employee of the Month, even though he thought it was a joke when I told him. So,
Well, you're recognized for your communication skills. Do you have anything that you'd like to say?
Well, this, for one, thank you very much for the award. Pam, thank you for the kind words. A couple weeks ago, she did tell me about this award, and I was like, yeah, okay. She said, no, seriously. So I sent you an email. So I went to my project and came back, and sure enough, there was an email from Pam stating that I received the award. I was like, oh. She said, you got to give a speech. I'm like, well, I'm not good in public. She's like, you do it all the time. I was like, well, this is different. But no, I just want to thank everybody for everything. I'm just an individual of a team that has to get everything done in a timely fashion. And, you know, our surveyors, they are second to none to helping out. The other inspectors for this particular project, Mick, Veronica, Eric, Daniel, was very instrumental in helping to get this project done for the public at the Wagon Train Recreation Center. So hopefully that new road that's out there will be enjoyed for years by the public. And also want to give thanks to my immediate supervisor, Doug Sindelar. He is a man that has a lot of patience because he's pulled in a lot of different ways, and when you come to ask him a question and he gives you some direction to how to deal with an issue and a situation, to the point where when you leave his office, you're like, he's meant to be in that position. So I'd like to give thanks to Doug for all the help he's given me. Matter of fact, for the nomination, thank you. And I just want to say thank you for the award. Appreciate it.
Do you have someone here with you, Edward?
Yes. My girlfriend Daphne's here with me.
Welcome, Deb.
And she's got this all recorded for you.
I think she does. But I just want to
It'll
say
also
thank
be
you.
on the Lancaster County Facebook later, so.
Okay, thank you very much. But I once again want to tell you how humbled I am by this, and thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. And thank you, Doug, for recognizing him. I always feel it's such an honor to be recognized by a peer. That means so much, and clearly you're a vital part of the team. Thank you. We can proceed. Consent items.
Item 4 is consent items. These are routine business items that are expected to be adopted without dissent. Any individual item may be removed for special discussion and consideration by a commissioner or by any member of the public without prior notice. Unless there is an exception, these items are approved as one single vote of the Board of Commissioners. These items are the approval of A, amendments to the following county contracts. 1, C-21-0323 with the Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services for juvenile detention services at the Youth Services Center. 2, C-22-0414 with Lincoln Literacy to allow a Lancaster County American Rescue Plan Act funds to be used for capital outlay, inspections and closing costs and assessments remodeling and moving expenses to real property located at 1023 Lincoln Mall, Lincoln, which will be used as Lincoln Skill Building Center. C-21-0247 with Anderson Auto Group for the annual supply of OEM body parts and mechanical auto parts. 4. C-22-0297 with All Needs Computer and Mailing Services Incorporated for the annual service of pre-sort mailing. 5. C-22-0883 with Tony G. Jensen, DSW, Lincoln Community Foundation Incorporated, and Woods Charitable Fund Incorporated for victim services assessment. B. Right-of-way contracts with the following. 1. Retzlaff Generation Skipping Residuary Trust, South 176th Street and Old Cheney Road, in the amount of $217. 2. Dorothy M. Williams, Southwest 58th Street and West Sotillo Road, in the amount of $703. 3. Mary L. and Travis D. Von Retzel, South 120th Street and Stagecoach Road, in the amount of $3,683. 4. Joel and Jane Steele, North 98th Street and Holder Street to Adams Street, in the amount of $12,615. 5. Marilyn Strom, South 110th Street and Firth Road, in the amount of $2,141. 6. 2A Tran and Ku V Nguyen, South 134th Street and Stagecoach Road, in the amount of $631. 7. Paul W. and Judy L. Pierce, North 98th Street, Holder Street to Adams Street, in the total amount of $1,175. 8. Marty J. and Jolene L. Castens, North 98th Street, Holder Street to Adams Street, in the total amount of $1,175. 9. James P. and Wanda K. Isaacson, Northwest 70th Street and West Agnew Road, in the amount of $688. 10. David E. and Rosaletta V. Berry, Northwest 84th Street and West Ashland Road, in the total amount of $3,363. C. An agreement with Kirkland Productions Incorporated for speaking services at the 2023 Nebraska Community Aid and Juvenile Justice Conference, in the amount not to exceed $4,700. D. Subaward contracts with the following. Houses of Hope, doing business as Touchstone, for the Family Treatment Drug Court Program, in the amount of $75,880. And 2. The Clyde Malone Community Center for Family Treatment Drug Court Program, in the amount of $252,000. E. Receive and place on file the following reports for March 2023. Clerk of the District Court, Records Information Management, Assessor Register of Deeds, County Clerk, County Engineer. And finally, 4F, setting a public hearing on Tuesday, April 25th, 2023, regarding the Health Department amendments to various sections and appendices of the Lincoln and Lancaster County Air Pollution Control Program regulations and standards.
Move approval of the consent items?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the consent items.
I'd
Do
just
we have
make
further comments?
Yeah, just a couple comments. First of all, I just want to appreciate the departments that submitted their reports. I had a chance to review those today. Everything looks like it's moving forward. And air pollution control just seems very appropriate today. You step outside, you can smell the smoke. So, not that these changes would affect what happens in Kansas, but
Puts it on the foremost of our minds, though.
that's right.
Please call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes.
Schulte,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Yocum.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Item 5 is the public hearing for text amendment number 23003 to amend Articles 2, 6, 13, 17 of the Lancaster County Zoning Resolution.
We will now open the public hearing for the text amendment 23003. Is there anyone here to speak on this text amendment?
Here we go.
Here we are.
Steve Hendrickson with the Planning Department.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give is the truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Please sign in and state your name.
555 Steve Hendrickson, 555 South 10th Street. Nothing like just-in-time delivery. Sometimes we cut it a little too close, I'm afraid. So this is just a request from the Planning Department. We did previously a briefing for the County Board just to go over the text amendments. These are some items to bring up some conditions on special permits. Also do an update for private schools similar to what we did within the city, because we had discovered that private schools don't actually have to follow the state certification requirements, so this allows a little more flexibility in terms of private schools being able to locate in the county zoning jurisdiction just like the city. And be happy to answer any questions.
Seeing none,
I would,
do we have any questions?
Steve, do you mind if you could just give us a brief? We've changed Articles 2, 6, 13, and 17, and you've referenced schools. Are there other changes that?
Yes, so the other ones go into, we previously had a special permit for mobile home courts. We found that really mobile home courts, we haven't had many applications, if any, in the last 20 years for mobile home courts in the county. So we're actually removing that special permit because we find most mobile home courts are much more successful located within the city of Lincoln or an incorporated community like Waverly or Hickman. And then it's also setting up the conditions for campgrounds. And a lot of the work that had already been done on campgrounds we had done previously, but we were trying to set up some specific conditions for that so that people could actually apply for a campground. Though we haven't had any requests for campgrounds in the last couple of years, and most of the ones that have called are typically staying a little closer to I-80 because people want the convenience of going off fairly quickly. And most of I-80, where there's also nearby gas stations and things, is in the city's zoning jurisdiction. On Article 17, it was also a cleanup in regards to how satellite dishes and amateur radio towers are handled. That was a cleanup that came as a result of a phone call, actually. So it's just setting up a few of those conditions for items that we had previously not had conditions. And we still have a couple of more yet to go, but then all of the special permit chapter will then have uses with conditions.
This is a positive step forward in that direction.
This
Yes, it's
gives
been kind of
anyone,
incremental. We've been doing just a few at a time.
anyone applying for a permit will know exactly what the expectations are, as will the public.
this has been really actually quite a year-long process. I mean, it's years long.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So we found it easier rather than doing 15 of them at the time. We've been doing 3 or 4, and we only have 3 left to do.
Very good.
Move approval of the resolution.
We're still in the public hearing. We'll close
Oh,
the
I'm
hearing.
okay, I'm
That's
sorry.
fine.
Yeah.
Is there anyone further here to speak on these text amendments? Seeing none, we will close the public hearing. Yeah,
Brings us to item 6A, resolution in the matter of the county text amendment number 23003 to amend Articles 2, 6, 13, and 17 of the Lancaster County zoning resolution as provided in Exhibit A.
Now I will move approval.
thank you. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further conversation? Please call the roll.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Schulte,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Yocum.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. 6B, resolution in amending the Title VI plan for Lancaster County.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you very much for putting me on the agenda for today. My name is Mitch Sump. I'm the transit manager for Lancaster County Public Rural Transit. Occasionally, the FTA, through the Nebraska Department of Transportation, does request an amendment to the Title VI violations process. That's what we have been given today. It's actually very simple. It's part of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which prohibits any type of discrimination on publicly funded entities, which we fall under with the 5311 funding we receive. So John Ward with the County Attorney's Office did review the process, other than he found one word continuously misspelled that they corrected. And we changed the address because we're going to be moving here very quickly. Nothing else I saw came up as being very noticeable. So at this time, I'll address any questions you might have.
Any questions?
45 pages, and we got through them. We're in good shape. It's like- yeah. Thank you, Mitch. I would move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve. Please call the roll.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Schulte,
Yes.
Yocum.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. 6C, authorization of the payment of $22,000 from the Inmate Benefit Fund to Good News Jail and Prison Ministries of Fairfax, Virginia, for providing 2 full-time chaplains for the Lancaster County Corrections inmates.
Welcome.
Good morning. Brad Johnson, Director, Lancaster County Department of Corrections. So we're here today to ask for a $22,000 payment out of our Inmate Benefit Fund to help sustain Good News and Prison Ministries within our facility. They've been with us for,
1995.
for a long, long time. So, you know, I think what they do for us can't be overstated. You know, the folks that we have in our care are, you know, at a time of I don't know, a real challenge in their life, and you know, a lot of folks will turn to their faith and or explore those different types of entities within their life, and these folks are here to help guide them in that and coordinate the different groups and provide the different materials that are needed for that. So really, these guys don't get the credit that they deserve. So, and we got Sheldon and Dale here who are here to kind of represent that organization for us today, and I would respectfully ask that we go ahead and help them out with that.
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion, a second. Do we have any further discussion?
I just want to say, gentlemen, thank you for being here this morning. Do you have any comments you'd like to share at this time? I know that you probably weren't expecting that, but if there's anything you'd like to add to Brad's comments, we'd be glad to hear it.
Well, we certainly appreciate the partnership that develops each year at this time. I think last year we mentioned that we'd been asked to add a spirituality module to the drug addiction program that was beginning in the jail, a very comprehensive approach to encouraging people out of that lifestyle. And we did indeed add that module to the program. So far, it began midsummer last year. We've had 74 different individuals so far in our own module, that spirituality module. 8 who have completed the entire sessions. And so, yeah, we've been enfolded into the programs of the jail. It's a very close partnership that without it, functioning in the jail as it needs to happen, just it wouldn't be possible. And this is an important contribution in that regard.
Well, I personally, we've already had a motion to approve, and I know the board appreciates it, but thank you so much for being there, and thank you to the leadership for supporting this kind of work. We're looking to help people take some time to recognize opportunities for growth and development there, and I know this is a key part, so thank you tremendously for all of that.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate the work you guys do as well out there. I had a chance to tour the facility recently with Brad, and there's some people out there that really need your help and support, so thanks for investing your time in them. So,
You're welcome.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Schulte,
yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you
Thank
for
you,
your
guys.
service.
Brings us to item 6D, a mini grant contract application with the Nebraska Department of Transportation in the amount of $12,800 for the Lancaster County Sheriff's Office to participate in the nationwide Click It or Ticket mobilization to increase awareness and usage of seatbelts and child restraint systems.
Ben Houchin, Lancaster County Sheriff's Office. As you know, we do this every year. We're going to have a checkpoint on the 24th, and then the last weekend in May and the first weekend in June, we'll do saturated patrol with 2 or 3 deputies. The sad thing is this time of year becomes the deadliest part on the roads, and it's good for us to get out there and just help remind people that to slow down, wear your seatbelts, and I'd like to see us make it through a summer without a fatality, so that's where I'm at with it.
Appreciate that commitment, Ben. I move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes.
Schulte,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Yocum.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you very much.
Item 6E is a contract with Heartland Document Services Incorporated, doing business as the Office Cleaners to provide janitorial services for City Department of Aging and County Veteran Service Office, Victory Park. The cost of the county is not to exceed $5,700.
Move approval?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve. Please call the roll.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Schulte,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Yocum.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. 6F is a contract with Production Creek LLC, doing business as Production Creek Specialty Advertising, to provide the annual supply of clothing, screen printed and/or embroidered apparel. The cost of the county is not to exceed $5,000.
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. I see no further discussion. Please call the roll.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Schulte,
Yes.
Yocum.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. 6G is a memorandum of understanding with SHI International Corporation for software value-added reseller services. The estimated cost of the county is not to exceed $25,000.
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve. Please call the roll.
Schulte,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. 6H is a contract with Murphy Tractor and Equipment Company Incorporated to provide compact equipment rentals. The cost to the county is not to exceed $10,200.
Move approval?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. I see no further conversation. Please call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes.
Schulte,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Yocum.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Item 7 is the legislative update.
Do we have anything for the legislative update?
Lancaster County has a new representative, Carolyn Bozen.
Yes, we do. Yes, that's
Former
true.
county attorney.
That's true.
Welcome, Carolyn.
We can proceed.
Item 8, public comment. Those wishing to speak on items related to county business not on the agenda may do so at this time.
I see no one for public comment.
Item 9, announcements. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners will hold a staff meeting on Thursday, April 13th, 2023 at 8:30 in room 112 of the County City Building. Lancaster County Board of Commissioners will hold its next regular meeting on Tuesday, April 18th, 2023 at 9 a.m. with the Board of Equalization immediately following in room 112 of the County City Building. County Commissioners can be reached at 402-441-7447 or commish@lancaster.ne.gov. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners meeting is broadcast live on LNK TV. LNK TV is available on Allo Channel 2 and Spectrum Channel 1300. For the rebroadcast schedule, visit lincoln.ne.gov. Meetings are also streamed live on YouTube and Facebook. LNK TV apps are available on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV. Item 10 is adjournment.
Move we adjourn.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn. Please call the roll.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Schulte,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Yocum.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.